Hi guys, how are you all doing? So today we're doing the July, I think it's mid-July / August, and it's mid-August. Anyway, July, August, ranking video for all the eyeshadow palettes I've used. I think if you've watched my live streams, you'll have a rough idea of what comes where. There's a few bonus palettes as well that I want to talk to you about. They're not in the ranking because I'm dropping things today. I've already broken some things that I want to show you. They're not in the ranking because I've not used them enough. I've used them, but just not enough. Actually, one of them should be, because that was my own palette that I used, and I used every single thing in there. So I'll talk to you about that in a minute. So, the first palette that's up. So we've got 10 palettes here, but 3 are bonus palettes. So the palette that ranks last, unfortunately, and I hate saying this, is the Beauty Bay Botanical. I spent a lot of time this past week using this. I did a week's worth of looks with it, and most of the formulas are the same. It's not the good old Beauty Bay formula. This, I'll tell you, this one up here, Savannah, is what you would come to expect from a Beauty Bay formula. I'm going to be doing a review on the palette itself, and I'll talk more about it then. And I'm going to be comparing it against the Beauty Bay palettes that I have in my collection, just so I don't think I'm crazy, because I was using it and I'm like, it's just not working out for me, this. And yeah, I will tell you, it could be down to the vibrant colours that are in here, that's why it's different, but this is 7th place. 6th place, it's not going anywhere. I love the palette. I've got thoughts on it though, guys. So let me open it up. I used every single shade in this as well. When I do my ranking videos, I do it so I can say to you, oh, I like this about it, I didn't like that about it. So I use every single pan in the palette, so no pan left behind kind of thing. And you can see all of them have had wear, like all of them I've used. And again, for this palette, there's a lot of satins in here, so Maxi, Jazzy, all these dark green ones seem to be satins, Evergreen, Oz, and I think even Marlin up here. The only one that seems to be like a true, like glittery shimmer is Flutter and potentially Flare. Yeah, there. But I did really like this one, Palladian. And what's that one? I think I liked Oscar as well. I just didn't like the really, really dark green ones. So rather than me throwing the Botanicals palette out, those 2 palettes will work really, really well together. So I want to try that. I'm not going to throw the Botanicals, see, dropping things. I'm not going to throw the Botanical palette out anyway. My mum bought me that for Christmas, and using it this past week was the only time I'd ever used it. I do want to use it with the Natasha Denona Glam Retro and see what looks we can come up with, but that's probably going to be in a few months' time. I've got the Tiny Decisions app on my phone now, so that I'm sure that will get picked out eventually. And when it gets picked out, say it falls on one of them, I'll just pick out the other palette to go with it, because I know I don't like... It's not that I don't like them. They could have come in like joint 7th, to be honest. It's not... Or joint 6th. It's not that I don't like them. It's just... They're not my formula. You know what I'm like. I like a very pow, very glittery, you know, when you do that. You can see it. I like colour shifting shades, but that's just me. If you're not too bothered about that, then I think you would like both of those palettes. I feel like she's come a long way, Natasha Denona, since she made that Glam Retro, since she's also made the bronze, the Zendo, the Glam palette. I did a video yesterday and I talked about it like it was kind of purchase history video with Look Fantastic, and I was talking about it and I was saying how I could get rid of those palettes because the formulas to me feel powdery. They're probably not powdery. they probably feel powdery to me in the fact that all my other eyeshadows that I've got in my collection, or for the most part anyway, are very, very smooth. That's what happens when you buy indie. You get spoilt. I don't have a huge indie collection, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, I have a really nice collection. Anyway, let's move on to the next. So that was 7th place, wasn't it? 6th place. This is going nowhere. It's one of my favourite Huda Beauty palettes. So the Huda Beauty Neon Green. Loved it. Did I use these greens? I may have done. I think I might have done actually, because I wanted to use the entire palette. I like these top 2 rows, to be honest. I'm not too fussed on this, and I think that's why it's coming 6th place. 5th place, you might be surprised by this. I really, really do like the palette, but I've got better palettes here to talk to you about. It's Kylie the Mauve's palette. Now, this is the only palette I've got like this, but she does have a smoky palette, which, if I really, really like my Zendor palette by Natasha Denona, which I've not used yet, which is a sacrilege in itself, because my mum got me that. I think I got that for my birthday, and I've just not used it yet. My birthday was in February, for reference, and I just feel like that palette is more for winter, so you'll see me doing looks with it then. Anyway, back to the mauves. So, beautiful packaging, beautiful shades. I'm not saying otherwise, I'm just saying there was other palettes that I enjoyed using more. This shade here, Oh She Cute, oh my gosh. I need to do a swatch of that for you. It feels quite rough in texture, that though. It's like a peach with a gold flip, if you can see that there. Love it. If there was more flips in it than that, more shades that flipped, this would probably be coming closer to like the top 1 spot. That was 5. No, that was 4. Did we only have hang on. Okay, so the Huda Beauty Neon Green was 5. Then we've got this 4. I'm not opening it again. So in 3rd place, you won't be surprised at this, guys. You know I love a good pastel. 3rd place is this, but it's not my favourite pastel palette. I've said this for a long period of time now. Looks like that. You can see mine is quite heavily used. Yeah, especially this white shade Illusion here. I'm actually nearly hitting pan. I could have swore I saw some pan last time I used it. It's just such a beautiful palette. Why she had to discontinue this, I don't know. Because I bet people would keep buying it if they like the pastels, that is. Not everyone wants to wear a mint green or a light pink eyeshadow, do they? But I do. But yeah, that's 3rd place. And don't forget, we've got other things to talk about as well. So the other palettes that I'm talking about are just going to be bonus palettes. 2nd place. 2nd place is a palette that I made myself, and oh my gosh, I'm so upset, guys. It fell on the floor. And eyeshadow came out of it, and yeah, trust it be the most expensive eyeshadows. So this one here, I think it's called G'day. This one here, I think that's called Majestic. And then this one down here, Sparks, wasn't too bad. So I just pushed them back in. I'm going to get some tissue and really, really press them in. That should work. I mean, you can tell it's a very expensive eyeshadow when it just doesn't completely fall out of the pan. And I thought this Hypnosis shade would here, but it didn't. I think it's because it's just getting really settled into the pan quite hard. And then Luxie Nectar fell out a little bit as well. So I'm going to sort them out. You can just see how much eyeshadow I've lost. That sucks. So yeah, it fell like from my table, which is like there, all the way down to the floor. So that's 2nd place. Can you guess my 1st? Yes, it's another pastel palette. And the reason this is 1st and the Glamour Grounded dupe palette isn't. Yes, there's shifty shades in the Glamour Grounded dupe palette. But these shifts in this palette, considering it's a drugstore palette, I don't know how much it would even cost, or even if they still do it. I don't know how much it costs at present. I'll go onto the Juvia's Place website and see if I can find it. But the shifts in these eyeshadows, and for the most part, it's every single shade, guys. It's just so stunning. And that's why I think this is my favourite pastel palette. I need to compare that against the Clarity Cosmetics So Amazing palette. So that might be coming out in the next Shop My Stash. But yeah, this is a stunner. Love it. I'm going to try and find the looks. I know I said this last time I did this video, but I couldn't. I don't know if I put some looks in or not. I'll try and find some looks. It may not be for everything that we've spoken about, but at least one look for each, you know, eyeshadow palette. Right, and then are we going on to bonus? Yeah, there's 3. Well, not really, actually. There's only 2 eyeshadows in this palette. So is it really a bonus? I used it separately, so we'll class it as a bonus palette. It's just what I put together. So we've got Glam Shop here. We've got Frozen Apricot, which is this one here. We've got Sweet Lemon, which is a darker orange here. And we had Giggles. That broke. So I'm not doing too well this month, am I not? So that's that one. And then I did also use the Natasha Denona Yucca, and I can't remember what with. So it was probably to dupe something or other. I brought this out again, and oh, it's so stunning. I really enjoyed playing with that. And then I think this was more than a month ago now. I know I've done a couple of lives with it, but I still want to keep it around. There's another palette somewhere as well. I still want to keep it around because there's more looks that I want to do with it. I've used it before on the channel. If you go back, you know, a year or 2, you're going to see loads of looks with it. I've used every single eyeshadow in this palette. It's a gorgeous eyeshadow palette. They've come out, they've remastered it, haven't they? Glamour-Natrix Nearly Natural. But I don't feel like I need the remastered when I've got this. Get why people buy remastered palettes, because there's more eyeshadows in there and sometimes they change the formula, but like I don't need it, so why would I buy it? I just wouldn't, would I? So there's that one. Oh, the Serenity palette fell on the floor when everything else did. I hope it's not broken, because this is the second one. Cosmic Brushes Serenity. It's not enough for me to go out and repurchase, and I'm on that no buy anyway. No, it's alright. And the reason this doesn't have a ranking or anything is because I've not really used it that much. I mean, it looks like I've dipped into the green there. It looks like I've dipped into the black. The black came broken. And definitely Opal. I've used Opal a few times. Look at that, that's chipped. That's always been that way, by the way, but they shouldn't be sending palettes out like that, Cosmic Brushes, or Cosmic Beauty now, as they may be, with chips in the pans. That's what I will say about the palette. But this will stay in my... It's a plastic container and I just pull things for it as and when. And I was meaning to use this more this past month. And also the Glamour-Natrix Cosmetics Nearly Natural. I was meaning to use that more. And I've also been using... Hang on. So I've also been using these. These are what I can get my hands on. The other ones I've put away and they're not accessible. Like I've got an acrylic over here and they're my Pat McGrath Labs palettes and they've gone away. One I'm giving away anyway. It's the Pat McGrath Labs Eye Ecstasy in Sublime. That's going out of my collection. But I've been trying to like use this more, which I'm not doing too bad a job. I just want to use this up completely. I've hit pan on this recently, so I've been using that. These are just like extra bonus palettes that I've been using behind the scenes. I've been using this Jason Wu one. Nothing to report here. I don't use it enough to hit pan. I think if anything, I'd hit pan on this shade here. That's definitely a shade I go to a lot to like clean up as I go with my eyeshadows. And also we've got the Dose of Colours Pretty Cool, which I was using with some of my eyeshadow palettes. These like all Project Pan ones, so yeah. So that's that. I really like this palette. I think it's nice. Anyway guys, that is it. It's not that long a video today. I'm going to be doing, I think I'm going to do it today. I'm going to be doing another video. It's probably going to be on that Beauty Bay Botanical palette and the rest of my Beauty Bay collection where we'll compare. I don't know if I'm going to do swatches, but I might have to in some cases. It's just now at the moment I'm thinking, is it down to the shades that the colours are in the Beauty Bay Botanical? I've heard from my friend that in the Beauty Bay, is it Desert Haze, the new one that they brought out, I've heard that some people are saying that's not that good either. My worry going forward is if I am off a no buy or if I want a gift off someone, say they bring a palette out around Christmas and my sister wants to get me something. I know Beauty Bay is very inexpensive, so I'd always go to Beauty Bay and just say, oh, you can get me that if you want, because it's under £20 with shipping. Now, I don't want family to be buying me things and me thinking, oh, what am I going to do with this palette? I don't like it. You know, that's not fair, is it? So I'd love to know if they've changed the formulas. And if they haven't, then I've just got a dodgy palette. So, guys, I'm going to leave it here and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye, guys.